Hello, everybody. This is Catholic Dad, episode number 222, The Bones of St. Peter. Pope Francis has been a funny pope, an unusual pope, and he's kind of cheered by the Protestants, the modernists, the secularists, you name it. And us traditional Roman Catholics that are kind of being left behind by this pope, we're kind of wondering what he's doing. What is his plan? The church is inspired by the Holy Spirit. Maybe he's going to bring it all together one day and make everybody happy. He does some things well, and most things he does quite ambiguously poor. And the faithful's kind of asking for more, and we kind of want to know, what the heck are you doing? Well, the Pope did something the other day that, I've kind of been skeptical of this Pope since he chose his name. And I knew he was going to be a reformer. I knew he was going to not be in lineage with traditional Catholic teaching, and I knew he was going to do some things. I didn't know what he was going to do. And the other day he did something that I think is kind of irreversible. He's done some things to the church that, you can question. Maybe the next Pope can come along and sort it out and make it better. But he did something the other day, I think it was July 2nd, that you can't change and you can't go back on. And he did something that was not his to do. And I don't know if everybody saw this. He gave away the bones of St. Peter, the Vicar of Christ, the only relics we have of St. Peter, the first Pope. The Roman Catholic Church owned them, and they had them in the Pope's residency, which Pope Francis has decided he wasn't going to live in. Well, anyway, so some Orthodox representative came to the Vatican City and said, "Hey, by the way, I have a present for you." We brought him by the papal apartment and gave him the bones of St. Peter for Bartholomew, the Archbishop of Constantinople of the Orthodox Church. I don't know how the Pope thinks he can give away the initial Pope's bones, but he did, and now they're gone. Rome no longer has the bones of St. Peter. St. Peter's been in Rome for 2,000 years, and now St. Peter's not in Rome. They've only been on display one other time. And so I don't know if everybody here believes me on this one. Just Google it. Pope gives away the bones of St. Peter. He did it just the other day. And now he's going to have a synod in the Amazon, which is probably going to question a lot of dogmatic teachings of the church. Anyway, this is Catholic Dad taking a massive pause on this Pope right now. I've taken a massive pause his entire papacy. I don't think I've ever liked anything he said. But all that being said is not liking things he says versus not liking things he does are two different things. This was a hard and fast action, which he took St. Peter away from his home. That was Rome. That's where St. Peter was the first Pope. And so I don't think St. Peter's ever been to Constantinople. This is probably the first time he's ever going to go there. And anyway, Catholics, you really got to be wary of this guy. There's a lot going on. The church has been infiltrated by a lot of nefarious people and a lot of nefarious movements, modernists and Freemasons and communists and so on and so forth. But when you take away the only relics you have of the first Vicar of Christ, and you just give them away to a church that's not Roman Catholic, well, you got to question this Pope on that one. I don't understand it, and you got to pray for him because hopefully lightning comes down and teaches him a lesson of some sort and makes him think properly again. And so this is Catholic Dad making you think about it, and I'm not being a conspiracy nutjob here, by the way. The Pope just gave away the bones of St. Peter, and boy, that should make everybody say, well, so please pray that the bones come back to Rome. Please pray for the unity of the Roman Catholic Church. Maybe the Holy Spirit had something major planned here. Maybe the Orthodox Church will now come back in line with Rome. I doubt it. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, boy, that'd be wonderful, and we'd like our bones back, Orthodox Church. But only come back if you're going to come back. Don't come back and try to change us. This is Catholic Dad making you think about it. Like or subscribe and share with your friends. Pray the Daily Rosary. God bless.